this is for the writers, if there are any writers listening. It's Sunday night, and I'm gonna go watch TV in a minute, and and I had another revelation, which is just like old revelations. It's one of these basic truths that you learn again and again and again, but you always forget when you get into the actual writing. When you're actually writing, you're typing the page. You're working on a scene, on a dialogue, on some kind of great philosophical idea or something, and you forget the basics of what you're doing, the basics of storytelling. And I learned that again today. And I'm doing this. I'm telling it to you because I'm telling it to myself at the same time, so I will not forget it. And that is. I was zapping through television through various my few streaming channels, and I was looking for something new, and I hated everything, and I saw that Clive Barker's Hellraiser has been remade. Not recently, I think a year or two ago, or something like that, has been remade as a TV series, which I think is a great idea. I love horror movies. I'm always looking for a horror movie that actually scares me. I want to. I love it. The feeling of I'm sitting and watching the TV, and I just get so scared that I have to get up and turn on all the lights and make sure the doors are locked and make sure there's no one hiding under the bed. Hiding under the bed. I literally do that but only like 2 or 3 times in my life. When you really I've seen a lot of horror movies, but most of them are not really that terrific. They don't really scare me. So I'm always looking for a scare home. So I turned on, Clive Barker's Hellraiser. First 5 minutes, okay. Next 5 minutes. It's something I'm waiting for something to happen here. At 15 minutes in, I'm thinking, yeah, this is about some young people hanging out in their apartment, and they're cool, and they're having sex, and none of those things. I'm sorry. Maybe if I were 15 again, I would love all those things. None of those things say anything to me. They leave me cold. They just go right over I don't care. None of those things. And so I switched over. I couldn't stand it. I thought, it's too bad. What a waste. I would love to have seen that. And I switched over and landed at this series called Yellow Jackets. And Yellow Jackets, I didn't know much about, but I'd heard that it had another season, so it's successful in some way. So I turned it on and read the synopsis, and it's happily the Lord of the Flies meets Kick It Like Beckham, I guess, as a college a soccer team of young girls. Okay, and so there's this Lord of the Flies element in it, which is intriguing. So, but the problem is it's young girls, it's teenage girls, high school girls, and I just don't. I don't want to have anything to do with high school girls. In fact, if I never again in my life get within 10 miles of a high school, I will be happy. That would be one of the great goals of my life. That would make my life a good life. Never again even smelling a high school. But I couldn't find anything else to do. So I anything else to watch. So I turned it on and I gave it 5 minutes. I thought, these girls, they have their problems. They're talking about guys and sex and school and whatnot, and they're little bitches. Okay, I've seen this 1,000 times, and I was going to turn it off, but then I didn't. And I kept kind of watching, and I'd watch another 5 minutes. Okay, there's got to be something else. I was going to turn it off, but I didn't. And then. At some point, I realized I'd watched the entire episode, and I really liked it. And I wondered why. Because then I don't have any kind of feeling for any of these characters. I mean, or any kind of natural, I have nothing in common with any of them, of these characters. But, and of course, you want to know what happens. Of course, you want to know, the Lord of the Flies, what happens after the plane crashes, right? There's that element, which is good. It's this tension, this suspense element. That's good. But the reason I liked it, and we'll probably watch the entire series, the entire series, is because each character had actual human dilemmas or actual human challenges. You know, there was a one girl, she broke another girl's leg during practice, and you know, was it on purpose? Was it not on purpose? Did she go too far? Is she what is she thinking about herself? You know, I would like to know what she thinks, whether it was on purpose or not, whether she is afraid of herself, or whether she feels like I did, you know, good for me, or when she likes the violence. I would like to know what happens now, you know. And there's another girl with a problem with her. One girl is you know, having sex with the boyfriend of the other, of her best friend, and you know, I want to know. We were introduced to their friendship first, and the friendship is quite nice, and but then we find out that she's, you know, screwing this girl, her best friend's boyfriend, you know, which is a really bitchy thing to do. And but I still like her. So she was likable but bitchy at the same time. And I'm wondering, okay, how is this? I want to know how this is going to work out. I want to see what's. These were actual human beings with actual dilemmas. They had personalities. They had problems. They were facing a life that was difficult to face, and I wanted to know what solutions they found. I wanted to know how they did it, what they did. I wanted to be able to say, I would do this, don't do that. I would, don't, you know, maybe don't. I would, or just say, I have no idea what to do here. You guys, you're on. I don't know what I would do if I were in your shoes. And then watch them do it. I want to be with them in their lives. That's the whole point. This whole point of storytelling is not about the pretty language. It's not about the intelligent or beautiful sentence. It's not about the philosophy or some kind of political idea you have. It's about mirroring human life. It's about saying, here, reader, here's a version of your life if everything about you was changed, but your soul was in this life. And how would your soul react? What would you do? How would you come and accompany this person, this character, on her spiritual life journey? Because it's touching you. It's close to you. You can imagine yourself in this situation. That's what it's all about. Anyway, okay. So that's one of the big things about writing. If you're writing a story, if you're out there writing, think of that, man. Get that character, make the reader in the first 10 pages fall in love with your character and want to accompany him on his life journey. That's the point. Everything else is wonderful, but that's the main thing. Anyway, I'm going to go watch that thing, and then I'm going to go back, and then it's Sunday night, so Monday morning I'm going to get back to work and start working on those books and writing, and I hope you do too. I hope you have success. I hope you write your book, and figure out your novel and are successful and do a good job and have a great life and have a great Sunday night. Good night.